Hey nerds, join us on Discord and hit that subscribe button.
This is Sika.
Thessaly. Oma.
Kellic.
Flynn.
And I'm your DM, Seth. Welcome to Venture Forth. When last we left our heroes. Within the restricted section of Oakengate Library, the Agents of Repair came together to discuss a tumultuous series of events. After a deific revelation from a winged emissary of Lauris, the group decided upon their next course of action, to make their way to Stillgate and prevent the assassination of the Queen of Ondale at the hands of Captain Vossen, a dangerous and capable instrument of the Kaldorian military. After a tense discussion about how to proceed and some revelations from Thessaly about the true nature of this threat moving toward Ondale, the group decided upon their course of action, to head to Stillgate. In light of this, Thessaly informed the group of a potential helping hand in the city that may have the power and position to get the Agents of Repair into an audience with the Queen, the Lady Selene Peregrine, a figure from Thessaly's past. After a god-tier roll from Thessaly for a sketch that could properly convey the thread of the Lady Peregrine, to Kellic for his sending spell, you reached out to see if Thessaly had made a good enough impression upon the lady during her visit many years ago to be remembered. And in response to your plea, you received an address in the Cliffside district where you were set to meet with her tomorrow, and then gather together in the confines of the library to depart Oakengate Monastery. You said your goodbyes to Brim, who promised he would in turn pass your wishes along to others within Oakengate, including Headmaster Danewind and Rosie, I believe. It was implied. And, under the power of Kellic's word of recall, departed the Raging Peaks for Marstok, and then to Stillgate. But not before a final parting gift from Brim found its way into Seeker's hands. So, as you all feel the pull of Kellic's magic, Silverwind landing in your hands, Seeker, with a whoosh, you are all pulled into Kellic's word of recall through the palm of his hand, and the sudden rush of magic comes to an end with a spray of ash, right? As you land in the graveyard and find yourself surrounded by the headstones of the small place near Hayfried's church. And as you all land, the cold wind kind of assaults you. The sun is basically almost set here at the very end of the first day of Famiris, of the new year, and you see that last little bit of fading golden light in the west. Breath kind of catching on the wind. You all arrive amongst the headstones, and I ask you, what do you wish to do?
Aw, it's dark again.
I'm never going to stop feeling ill when we do that, I think.
Hey, if I have a chance to talk to Zachariel again, I'm going to ask about it. See if I can get some special privileges or something.
There are so many more important things
I
you
know,
should be
but
talking to
it makes
Zachariel
me
about.
so sad to see you.
Is your hand okay? You didn't feel this, did you?
What?
No.
Oh.
To be honest, I almost feel nothing in this hand as it
Good.
is.
Oh, well, I don't. That's good.
Wait a second.
Yeah. Brim gave me this,
Are you-
and I look at Flynn. Gave me this.
Can I see it?
Not right now, no.
He's not going
Grim?
to summon it back, is he?
I hope not.
Grim gave you his
That would
sword?
be...
He threw it the last moment.
I mean, that would be a pretty good joke. But he doesn't know the history.
If he could take it back, I'd be very...
Did we see the little smoochy smooch?
Yeah.
See it?
Typically roll to see and he got a natural one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably tripped into me as it happened.
Well, I mean, maybe he likes you.
Oh, that's for sure.
I think he likes him at least a bit.
That
Give
is-
over
Just a
sword
little.
like that.
Just a little.
No, he does. But that's okay. I like him too.
Oh.
That's nice.
That is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so easy.
Yeah.
You know, you like him, he likes
He
you,
likes
you
me.
say it.
He gives
and then,
me sword.
Yeah, and then
Really cool sword.
Super cool.
Very convenient.
Flynn,
Kind of chilling.
Yeah.
you think maybe we could
Your swords are fine, Tesla.
yours
Are they
So
not?
wait, is that how it works? You just tell somebody that you like them when you like them, and they just tell you that they like you, and then you live happily ever after, except you separate and sometimes go on separate missions?
Oh, I don't know about the
Oma.
happily ever after, but in general, yes, I tell
Bit
people when I
broader
like
than
them.
that, Alma. There's
Well,
a lot
so
to
tell
consider.
it. If all you do is tell people that you like
You tell them.
why haven't you?
I literally just grab Alma.
I love that you assumed the cutoff. Amazing. you like amazing.
Hey, it's more
Anyway,
complicated than that,
But
Alma.
I mean, she makes
I
she
think we
makes a
can.
point, you know. Flint,
yeah, what were you
we
saying?
should talk later. I could use some help. It's been a while since I've wielded a
Yeah, I mean, we're going into the void, right, Kelly? Right, guys?
Hey, we'll have to.
Yeah,
Well, we
do
have to
presentation
go. We
starter.
had to go. Like,
Yeah.
I pushed Kelly's hand off my mouth. But we have to go right away, right? When are we supposed to meet your friend?
Oh, very soon.
Oh.
Wait.
Well, we were
oh,
resting,
wait.
right? We were resting before we go.
Time has changed because it's in the evening, and she said tomorrow. But we're going to Stillgate, which is kind of the same time frame as here.
Hi.
I don't understand how time works.
I really.
most people don't.
So I think that we can rest and then leave because we can go straight to Stillgate, right?
We can
So rest here and go to Stillgate in the morning?
back to the top of that tower and still get through the portal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Then we can test the sword in the void
Yes.
if you want.
Yeah, I could.
On those
yeah,
dummies.
maybe some points.
Oh, and maybe
Yeah.
I can use your mushrooms and I can make something out of them.
Hi. Yeah. I'm eager to see what you come up with.
Maybe Hayfried and Timmy are back.
Possible. Speaking of telling people that you like them, Alma,
What?
maybe Timmy will be back.
I don't like Timmy. I just think he's handsome.
Oh, you like Timmy?
Oh
No.
Oma.
Don't know. Seems like maybe they're. If you're not comfortable telling someone that you like them, Alma.
I don't
Hey.
even know him. How could I know that I like him? All I know is he's a felon, and we broke him out of prison, and now he's a sorcerer's magician. That's
Is
all I
he-
know about him.
I thought you said he was unjustly thrown in jail.
I mean, he was, but that doesn't make him not a felon.
Certainly.
True.
Well, Yes.
Technicalities.
We're kind of felons too, so.
Well, we've never
I've
been.
never been caught.
I've never
in
been
jail,
arrested.
So
Well, good for you, Seeker. Goodness.
I feel that if we were to measure the illegal things we've done, Seeker, you might beat
I'm
us out
probably
in that.
more of a felon than Timmy. From what you
I
said.
think than the rest of us, depending on
Well,
I don't know about
factors I'm
that.
not sure about.
I mean,
I mean,
Well,
you-
we're definitely
lot
all
more
war
time.
criminals at this point.
we've all done. Can we go to
It-
Hayfried?
Yes.
it
Yes.
is cold. It's cold. It's cold.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
As you sort of
Argue
say
about
that,
who's more of a
yeah,
felon.
as you or argue about who's more of a felon. And you sort of see, you gather kind of your surroundings. Thessaly, you, with the sudden arrival of getting here, this sudden sort of quick switch in geography,
Mhm.
you feel something in your head. A presence that's trying to push its way in, and you recognize it immediately as friendly and urgent.
Okay. Well, if by recognizing it, is it?
It's your steed.
Oh!
Oh shit!
It's Peppermint. Okay.
And it is
Peppermint?
it is panicked.
Oh, no. Okay. I can locate it within a mile radius. Where am I pinging at? Where am I pinging at?
It's maybe a half a mile away from you and moving fast.
Moving towards me, moving in my direction.
It's basically outside of Marstok by, like I said, it's about a half a mile away and moving very quickly. And I don't think it has it. It can communicate telepathically. Does it do speech, or is it more like feelings?
think you-
Because
Let
it-
me look at the
it's-
spell.
it's-
Let me look at the
I
spell.
know its intelligence is 6, so I think it can understand what you are.
It can understand my directions. That is specified in the spell. It can understand
So-
whatever directive I give it.
You don't necessarily there's no speech that comes through, but you get this sense of it urgently is trying to communicate with you. When it feels you get within a mile of it, it is
It's trying to-
immediately reaching out to you.
What is it? What's,
Sparkly spider, my spider,
Huh?
Peppermint.
What?
Is it? I named him a while ago. I
The-
felt bad that he didn't
The
have a
thing
name.
that Nothing is right.
Nothing.
It's freaking out, and it's
What?
within a mile.
Where?
It's come
Where?
back half a mile
let's go.
that way,
Let's go right
and
now.
I point.
All
Let's
right,
go. Let's go.
yeah.
All right, you guys start running, and you feel like the sort of cold air as it hits your lungs as you guys begin to like, and you breathe, and you feel again that kind of weird sensation of
Yeah.
cold air pouring
Yeah.
into the lungs as you guys are pounding, and you
Awful.
hear your feet, the crunch of the snow underneath you, and you run. And you can feel that force, that presence as it's coming to meet you. And you start to kind of round a bend as you get outside of Marstok by a little bit. And you see this sort of copse of forest, and the path kind of leads through there. And you book it through that forest, and you come out to the other side. And you see this large sort of snow-covered clearing before the forest again resumes on the other side. And then you see a figure moving very, very quickly down the path as you see on top of it a drow boy who is like barreled down, like grabbing a hold of the spider. And then you see movement behind it as you see this massive hulking like form
No.
that is running behind Nalfane. And
Wings are
two
out, wings
other
are out.
forms. Wings come
Wings are
out
out. I'm going.
as you see
Is the form bipedal or
bipedal. You see this massive green-skinned, disgusting, horrific creature
Ew.
with mouths and arms coming off of it as you see multiple heads as a dire troll is running behind
No, no,
Nalfane
no,
and
no.
two additional trolls attempting
Oh shit.
to grab a tasty little morsel of a meal in the form of Nalfane and your steed. I need all of you to roll
Okay,
initiative
okay.
for me, please. As you see this, like he's just running, or he's got a hold of the spider, and you see these large forms that are behind him. So I'm going to move you guys to the map. And don't forget, you have advantage on initiative rolls.
Did I?
Cecily,
Because of your armor.
because of your armor.
As we were running up, could I have
Wait, look it
cast
out.
mage armor?
Absolutely. Yeah. I
I've
mean, you had a
shot it
half
back.
a mile. So any like as you guys kind of come around this clearing, it's
Hood up.
Yeah, hood up. Hood comes up. All right, cool.
Okay, so we could have like prepped.
I'll say you each get like one thing, like mage armor. Hood can go because that's an action. That's an action. So hood, like
Shot
you
it,
can do something like
Mine would
that.
have been wings,
Other
right?
chest on it.
Wings is an
Yeah.
action.
I'll,
Okay.
I'll do a bless.
Perfect. All right, you get a bless
Bless
up.
up.
Let's bless it up.
Bless up. All right.
bless
So-
bless?
As you guys see, like it's hard to make out quickly, but you can see Nalfane is like covered in dirt, and you can see like something peeking up from his shoulder, but he's kind of hunkered down on your steed
You get
and
advantage.
attempting to
I rolled.
get out of
Yeah.
here. Can I see? I need a d20 real quick.
Yeah, here. Oh, this
Um,
is metal. My bad.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, use that one.
I didn't have it. Oh, nice. Okay.
Got him.
Got him. All right. Let me see here.
Well, I hope they don't got him.
Well, not.
Well, no, I know, but then I did association in my brain. And
Would you
then
say-
I understand.
Yeah.
Because like we don't know what the
Light.
trolls are. We don't know how they identify.
It's dim
So
light out here because there's no light
can't
source,
really
and it's
say
like
him.
We
the sun
can't.
is like that. It's that space right before. Like the sun is fully below the horizon, so it's like that orange
still,
glow.
yeah, the
but
glow.
it's but so
Okay, cool.
it's dim
You
light
got this.
outside. All right, you
Got
can have
him.
this back.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. And I'm gonna go through and get some initiative rolls. Shoot! Give me that back one more time. I gotta roll for
Just
your,
want to hold on to one.
for your spike.
Yeah, you can keep
Yeah,
one
do
if
you
you
wanna-
want.
Ooh, well
Oh.
done,
Yeah,
bud.
you want to hand that to him?
I think he's
they're
gonna keep me.
your spider
But
and now
you
are
have
gonna
He can
act on
hold
the
it, yeah.
same initiative.
Got a few.
So yeah, I'll hold on to this one
Yeah,
for
there
when
you
I
go.
need.
I know, but you
Was
like.
it
Was that
roll-
one
wait.
rolling bad?
But was it rolling good?
It rolled really good. Just now.
Okay,
So
so
take it
let's
Well,
take that
you
one.
specifically picked your dice, so I want you to be able to like. You went through all your dice. and
Awesome.
picked
I
those.
appreciate that. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Use that one,
You
it
got
sucks.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll use this one. Yeah. Give me the shitty ones.
I actually don't know if it sucks. I didn't test it. Sorry.
All right.
It's got to be better. It's got to hopefully
It's,
worse than
it's
what just
actually, it's actually kind of a random number generator. So.
Stop it. Stop
They're
it.
math rock.
You're
Why do you
Um,
hate magic?
happened. Magic.
All right.
No,
I'm going to go
enjoy
around.
pragmatism.
Anybody 25, 20 and above.
Natural 20 for 27.
Damn.
Damn,
Let me get that 21.
It's just a little bit better than
All
mine.
right.
Just a little
21
bit better
for
than mine.
Seeker. 15 to 20.
Oh, 16.
15.
Sorry.
We're playing D&D.
So you had a 16.
Mhm.
Anybody else 15 and above? All right.
I did. Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, 18.
18 for Kellic. All right.
Oh.
10 to 15.
14.
14 for
Don't be offended.
Don't like-
Alma.
Always.
It's just what my math rocks did.
No
15.
power over it.
All right. And
I never roll well on initiative.
I never roll. That's good for the cleric.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be last.
But this time,
All right.
Well,
So
so-
he's like a unique. He can do
he's
some stuff.
unique. He's a unique cleric. We're all special. Everybody's special.
Even Kelly.
But
Even Kellic is
he
special.
gets hampered by, Seeker,
All right. So as you guys sort of come out of this copse of ash and you see, again, sort of this rough pathway leading out ahead of you through this snow-covered field, and you see Nalfane on the back of Peppermint and these large forms that are making their way out of the woods behind him. If Flynn, you are the first to act as you arrive on the scene. So what would you like to do, man?
I'll run as far forward as I can.
All right.
Shadow Blade out.
Actually,
I will run.
I'm going to put you guys a little bit closer. Is this okay as far, how would you guys arrange yourselves?
Yeah.
Seeker, you're probably going to be out in front because you're the fastest, right?
I'm pretty,
And
30.
Olma. You and Olma?
You and Olma.
You and
are
Olma
beat.
the fastest?
Am I more than you?
You have those new
Than
boots.
me? Yeah.
Sure.
Are those
Just
boots-
make me
never
stealthy.
mind.
They just make me stealthy.
All right.
I've got 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm 30 as well. I
Okay.
think we're all about
Then
We're
I'm
about the same.
is this okay? I was thinking Olma and Seeker because Olma's actually the fastest then base speed wise.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do Olma and Seeker up front and then Flynn and Thessaly next and
Okay.
then Kellic in the back.
Sure.
All right,
I'm
cool.
good.
Let me. Can you guys see that arrangement? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So let me know if you guys want that to change, but otherwise,
Actually, so when she throws her hood up,
Yeah.
I would actually start heading back to be towards Thessaly's left side.
okay, cool.
So I would
So-
I'm already, but I'm in flight.
Oh, right.
Oh, you're in the air?
Yeah.
My wings went out.
I would
Wings
look
are
back and I'd be like, oh, well, okay, fine.
All right, fine then.
I
Dope.
appreciate it.
But anyway, all right. So Flynn, you are here, and I'll say you can move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And so as you kind of run up, you begin to pass Nalfane on the back of Peppermint, and you see as he looks over at you, and his eyes are just like, oh god. But as you get this close now, you can see he's covered in dirt.
Okay.
But it almost looks intentional. And above his shoulder, he's got a little short bow that's tucked into a little sheath.
Heyo.
And at his hip, he's got a sword that is way too big for him.
Yeah.
That he is kind of carrying with his. Yes, he's been alone in the Underdark for 3 days. He's resourceful. He's a resourceful kid. But you see that as he looks over at you, he's like, "Help!"
And I'll notice the sword's a little too big, and I'll kind of just a brief moment of a smirk, and I look at my sword, and I look up at the biggest threat, and I will prepare. That's. Could I use my action to dash?
Of course.
Would that get me? I can't tell if that'll get me in range of it or not.
Let me see.
25 more
5,
feet.
10, 15, 20, 25 gets you right
Yeah?
up in this thing's
Great.
face. Yeah.
Then I will. I think it's a bonus action. I will hold my hand out, and I will try and access that darker magic, and I will force it on this big enemy as I've done before, and
Dope.
curse it.
Yes. All right. So in the sort of shadows of the woods, it's kind of in that transition between the darkness of the ash trees and the sort of rough open light, the dim light that suffuses this clearing. You see as tendrils of shadow reach out from the woods and you hear a voice in your head. Yes. And the curse takes hold.
And I will action surge and attack this mofo.
All right. Fuck yeah.
So I have advantage because of dim.
Jesus Christ.
And
There's so
yeah, I'm going in.
So much stuff. Okay. Go ahead and
if
roll.
I roll a 1 during advantage, do I re-roll the 1?
You re-roll the 1, correct.
I mean, just for efficient for nat 20. Okay. 26.
26? Yeah,
27.
that'll hit,
Okay.
dude. Hits the dire troll.
I'm shaking.
I mean,
Happens fast, man. Happens fast.
Okay. Nice, Max. So 16, and then I add 7, right? Because it's one lower. It's normally 8 piercing, but it's drop a 1.
Dueling fighting style, yeah, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
16
plus 7?
7.
Oof. All right.
Yeah.
23 points of psychic
That's the
damage, right?
First attack. Do I add anything for the curse? Sorry.
Oh,
Still getting used to
yes.
the curse.
Proficiency bonus to the damage roll. So that's an
really?
additional plus 4, I believe.
5.
5.
So 5 on top of that.
28 points of damage. All right, let me make sure that is necrotic damage, I believe, if I remember correctly.
The psychic damage from the blade. So the blade kind of once again passes through, and just a trickle of blood, and then it wins.
And you see, as you get up to this thing, it has mouths all over it, and it has multiple arms, 6 different arms and 3 different heads that are scratched from it, and it's just drooling and salivating, and bits of flesh and gore stuck in its massive teeth. It is fucking disgusting.
Great.
And it stinks as you get up onto it.
Second attack.
All right, go ahead and roll for me.
That is a little bit low. So minus the 1, so it's 19.
19 hits.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
That's total.
Yeah.
Okay, and then another damage. I didn't roll at all. Okay. 5, 10. 10, 17 more points.
17 points.
It's mixed. I don't know if you need anything separate.
No, nothing separate. So yeah, because it's psychic from the blade and then necrotic, I believe, from curse. But all right, 17 more. You said?
Yeah, 17 more. And then I will stand my ground and grin and bear it.
Oh, boy. All right, sounds good. All right, that brings us to the end of Flynn's turn. Hell of a turn. You got in curse, friggin' action. You action surged. Awesome job. And Seeker, that brings us to you, sir.
I want to run up to Nalfane, like to the side, and give a huge grin.
10,
and
15, 20, 25, 30. You get up to the side of us.
Just smile and then snap my attention to this and extend my left hand and just light them up. And the sigil, the tattoo on my hand glows purple, and I cast Fairy Fire. On the big one, trying to get all 3. In the
it's 20-foot cube fairy fire, so you can definitely get all of them in that area of effect, I believe. I'll double check real quick, but I'm pretty sure they're big enough. You can get all of them. Rectangle,
and then they'll have, because it's dark, right?
It's dim.
Dim.
Yep, it is dim light right now.
Cool.
Oh, dang it!
And I'd love them to be wreathed in like a very faint purple plasmatic, like flame kind of wreathing them.
Yeah, you can get all
off.
So the fairy fire basically goes off pretty much there, and then you're able to get all 3 of them. So you need dex saves from me, right?
Yeah, dex saves.
All right. So first one is going to be, that's for the dire troll. That is 12.
That did not pass.
Fail.
Nice.
The troll on the left is a 12.
Fail.
The troll on the right
Boom.
is a 20.
That succeeds.
So
That's
yeah,
a little
natural 20, or not natural 20, but 19. So all right. So I'm gonna put little purple tokens on these
2 ain't
guys. Dire troll third and other troll third. So yeah, these two, the massive form of it, you see this outline of purple plasma that makes them stand out in stark relief against the shadows behind them and the dim light that surrounds them, and they are lit up for the rest of you guys like beacons.
Nice. So I want to sit with a little bit more of my movement. I want to step around in between Nalfane and Peppermint and the troll.
Okay.
And just yell back, hit the two on the left.
Dope. All right, so you yell back to the rest of the group. I'll say that it was your full movement to get to Nalfane. So if you want a bonus action dash, which you can do,
sure.
you can just kind of get you need that extra couple feet, and you interpose yourself between Nalfane and these trolls. So awesome. All right.
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry.
You're good.
Because I have the bonus action, I am not going to do that move. I'm going to stay to the side.
Okay.
And I will yell back, hit the two to the left. But I will look at Nalfane and I will grab my holy symbol and I will say protect him and cast Sanctuary on.
Yes.
All right.
That's so good.
I would love to let you do that.
I can't. I already
But you can't. You already
All right.
I would love to let you do that.
That's okay.
Unfortunately.
That's okay. I think we'll be all right.
No, so because
Fine.
they're both leveled
Yes,
spells,
yeah, I
even though
know,
they're both
I
first.
know.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's a great move. Thematically, you reach out and ask for protection.
in my heart. Yeah.
Maybe next turn. But awesome turn. So you get up there. Would you like to instead then
yes,
use
I
your
will
bow?
move around.
Perfect.
Yeah, I will
That way-
dash around.
And I like, do you get like kind of between, like
Yes.
really out and away from them? Awesome. Okay, that brings us to Nalfane's turn. And the spider. Nalfane just goes, he's like, run, and that's his turn. As he urges Peppermint to continue to dash, as Peppermint has been doing for a while. And Peppermint moves 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and gets behind all of you guys. Is there any, Peppermint will listen to your commands over Nalfane's in this moment. So would there be anything else you'd tell them to do?
So, because the original direction that Peppermint had was to go to Hayfried's house.
Very true.
So I don't know if I'm not gonna try to give it directions if it like scuttles around us and appears to be continuing that way, because I think that would be safer.
Yeah, I mean, you can communicate with it telepathically. So, like, even though it's not your turn, if you want to tell it, like, get him to Hayfried's, it will do that.
I would encourage the spider to go to Hayfried's and kind of reproject that image of like where Hayfried's house is in Marstok for Peppermint to. Okay, cool. So now Fane directs it to dash. Peppermint to dash, and Peppermint does, and you see as like the spider, like moving very, very quickly, is able to sort of scuttle around you guys and get to the back. But then now Fane, once it passes you guys, now Fane turns and he looks and he's like, wait, turn around. Because he wants to stay here, and he's going to use his movement to jump off. No, kid!
Come on.
He knows you guys, and he feels safe now, so he's going to jump off. Yes, you do.
So then the spider's gonna go like
furiously trying to break all at once.
Yeah, it's gonna try to halt itself.
All right, cool. It stops and turns around, and if a spider could look long-suffering.
Sorry, babe. All right.
Awesome.
Peppermint. Poor Peppermint.
All right, but that ends now Fane and Peppermint's turn and brings us to Kellic.
Man, I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, bless up. We got.
You do have bless up.
Action.
Let me. Who did you bless? Was it just first level or?
No, I did it at third. So everybody blessed.
I'm gonna throw some red markers on everybody to so that we all are remembered that they are blessed. As a reminder, you have advantage on the dire troll for any attacks, as well as the other troll on the left.
Okay.
The other one.
I'm excited.
The other one.
Gotcha. Okay. So first, I'm going to use Path of the Grave on the big one.
Oh fuck.
So it'll be vulnerable to the next the next attack.
Who's up next?
Yeah. Plus the next one. Plus it has advantage.
Yeah. Plus an advantage. Oh, correct.
Hi.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to deflect it. I think I can do this. Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Channel Divinity is not a spell, so you're clear.
Yep. I also get one Channel Divinity
for free.
Yeah.
From your new toy.
From my new toy. Feels good, dude. I will then cast Sanctuary on now Fane.
Awesome. All right.
As like a light, like the most subtle. You can only really see it because it's
dim
getting dark. The most subtle light flashes in my eyes and also flashes in Alphane's eyes.
Oh, dope.
Perfect.
All right. Nice. Is it a silver light?
It's a golden
awesome
light. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Awesome.
We're back, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long Eve is over.
The Long Eve is over.
Awesome. So that's bonus action. Any movement, or are you staying put?
I will move up. I'll move up in front of Ulma.
15.
And in fact, I'll anticipate a little bit, and I'll move. I guess 2 more in front.
25, 30.
Yeah.
All right. Dope. That ends Kellic's turn and brings us to Dire Troll. All right. This thing is going to like stopping as Flynn, you get up to it, and you look down and it's almost like rabid eyes. And then it looks back and sees an additional tasty morsel behind him, and it's going to shift around. It's huge, like feet, like step over you and arrives right here.
But why?
Is it still within my reach?
It stays within your reach.
Okay.
Yeah, it stays within your reach, and then.
I mean, does this thing need a reason? Look at it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's. How far away are?
Secret looks tastier.
Both of you look so tasty.
It's the bald head.
And it is going to use its whirlwind of claws. So you see as its like 6 arms like kind of come up, and it just starts like tearing at the two of you as its arms repeatedly slash out towards both of you, and I need dex saves from either of you. Please. All right.
Don't like.
Do I add bless to this?
You do. Bless. Okay. You guys are both blessed.
Everybody's blessed.
Secret, do you have
and I
reaction?
get a dex save
Cunning.
thing.
Do you have a cunning like action, or what is it?
You do.
Because it's dex save.
Rogue stuff. Yeah, dex save.
Yeah, I can.
This thing was chasing a little kid, and now we got this whole convivium
and now
for
it's got
him.
a buff.
I know. It's like, hey, more food. Yeah.
That's right. You guys are bringing the buffet to it.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
I was just gonna eat a skinny kid, and now I'm gonna eat more.
That's right.
Bunch of grown up,
Thought it was a snack.
bunch of adults, and another.
He went in for an appetizer. You guys brought him 5 courses.
The whole meal.
Oh yeah, sorry. 18 plus 5, so 23. Sorry.
22 points of slashing damage to you.
22?
Yep, 22.
Okay.
Hand Seeker,
13.
13. 44 points of slashing damage, but because of evasion.
Evasion.
You only take 22. Because that is a failure.
Can I uncanny dodge and evasion? Or
Uncanny
only
dodge
evasion?
is only attacks.
Fair.
Yeah, it's not saving throw. This is saving throw.
Yeah, that's right. You did that.
But yeah, so 22 points of slashing damage to each of you. And I believe, let me double check. Oh, and then at the start of its turn, so Flynn, as you reach out, or as it kind of steps over you, you see like some of the sort of pockets of necroticized, is that a word? I don't know.
It is now.
Some of the flesh that sort of withered at the touch of your sword begins to knit back together as its regeneration gives it back.
I have to roll for concentration.
You do.
Give me a second.
DC on that? Whoa.
Yeah, it's half of 22.
It's half of 11. DC 11. That's right.
I think I rolled it.
You have Warcaster?
You also get plus.
Plus. Yeah, it's 11 plus.
Pretty sure you like
plus.
I'm supposed to add
fail
what?
this.
Okay. As it attacks me, I'd like to, if I could, use my reaction.
Yeah, you can use reaction.
I grimace and I hold my hand up and I try and just like, I don't know. I'm angry that it hit me and I just force power through my my tattoo and I want to try and hit it back with something. And I'm reaching out for power to just retaliate.
I think I know what we're getting at here. As you sort of reach out and you see the tattoos on your arm, as the dark ink leaps off of your arm and travels up the creature itself and like sinks into it, and then black fire consumes its thing as you cast Hellish Rebuke. And it is going to make a dex save, I believe, right?
Yeah, dex saving throw.
Okay. And yeah, it's sort of like as it tries to attempt to avoid the fire and just can't. So go ahead and roll your damage, and I will tell you what its saving throw is, which is
so 7.
Fucking 4.
Oh, okay. So it's it's not a lot, but it's Oh, I can upcast it? Oh, that's good to know. That's after the fact, so I won't. So that's just 12 points of fire damage.
12 points of fire damage.
So I don't know if that...
Interesting. Yeah, so that will affect things next turn.
Sure.
Standing there? Oh, good. No, do
yeah. Do
I see that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Having also, I've now read the contract, so normally this would... I would be bothered by this, but the look of incredulity is also a look of disdain as this occurs.
All right.
Yeah, we all see this, right?
You guys all have dark vision. You're all close enough
I don't.
to see
No,
it.
not everybody.
Dim light. So
I
yeah,
can't
like
know.
you
Dim,
see,
probably.
like I would say it's dim light, and it kind of well, no, it's like dark. It
I don't
looks
see
like
it.
fire. So yeah, Oma probably doesn't. But yeah, as you use your reaction to do that, that will affect its thing next turn.
Cool.
That's one of those things where like trolls, I'm like, that's a freaking colloquial thing. Like people know. Like fire
I think we
damage.
fought trolls before,
You-
too.
we have.
And,
Like
and-
you guys are level
have?
13
Did we?
adventurers.
We.
I don't
No,
think
a
we have.
Cyclops.
No, we
Oh, was it a
We got
Cyclops?
Cyclops, yeah.
But like that's one of those things where like people know.
We're seasoned at
People,
this point
you
enough
guys,
that,
you guys
yeah.
at this point know.
That's one of those
And, like,
things.
Flynn knows,
We're not
especially being part of the
oblivious
Iron
to
Light.
trolls.
It's in Chath's book or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I'm
it's
trying to
in
see
your
if I
book,
have
I think that's one of
Yeah.
the first things you learn.
I'm
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
the Iron Light
right?
has to be
It was more
about
just like, I'm
trolls,
hoping
Trolls
that'll
use
help, but
fire.
like, I'm
Yeah.
just doing it as like, Flynn's doing it as like a...
Trolls
Cool.
use fire.
As
Please.
reaction,
Up-
kind of a
without this thing hitting,
reactionary
yeah.
thing. Awesome. And you hear that same kind of like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. That is going to end the Dire Troll's turn and brings us to Thessaly.
Hi.
Hi.
Um,
What are you doing?
Oh, wait, I think I messed up the invulnerability thing.
It's what is it? What is the wording of?
Yeah,
Oh.
would that have used it on that?
I think so.
To
It's the next attack.
grave. That is not an attack.
Oh, okay. It's a
Let me
saving
look.
throw.
Let me look at this.
Yeah, I'll look at it too.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure
If it's an attack, then we're good.
wait, what happens if we draw?
it's
It's
vulnerable.
the cursed creature with an attack. That is a spell and a saving throw. It is not an attack, so it doesn't trigger.
Okay, we're good.
Cool.
Good. Good.
Okay.
I want to make sure you can use that and get a vulnerability.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thessaly brings us to you. Sorry.
Okay.
You're good. You're
So I'm
good.
gonna-
No, you're
I'm good to. I can go in.
Do whatever. Yeah.
Do
All right.
whatever.
Okay. So I've got a flying
10,
speed of 30 feet. Can I get there?
20, 25, 30. You can't quite get to it. But I think
But
you
I
have-
want to stab. Okay.
don't you have a bonus action spell that you can to get there?
Teleportation? Something
I'm
that
pretty
can...
sure. Don't Vengeance Paladins get Misty Step?
I do.
Sorry, I don't know if I spoiled anything.
No, we've said
It's not gonna let it. I'm gonna have to give up a thing I wanted to do.
Oh.
That's fine. It's fine.
You can chuck your sword at it if you want.
I don't feel like that's gonna be as effective.
Yeah,
is the thing.
likely not.
So feeling the frustration of like not being able to get there as quickly as I want. It's almost like I do it like involuntarily, and the mist coalesces over me, and I'm just gonna boop, right in his face if that's cool.
Absolutely. Up like 15 feet off the ground.
Yep.
In its face says it has
And
been.
it does. It's
Yeah.
got more
You
than
see
one.
how it's like 2 of the 3 heads like turn to you, noticing your arrival, as the other one's still fixated on the 2 snacks.
All right, we are going long sword, short sword. It is time to. Ugh.
All right.
Get him.
Get in there. Get in there.
And you have advantage, right?
You do.
Yeah,
Violent
with
damage.
Cool.
God bless.
And I don't know if it'll.
Yeah, I mean,
It can help.
Ew.
Don't discount my plan.
Yeah.
Matt.
Bless is goated.
yeah,
It
so
is.
true.
Good in a first level slot 1 through 20, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
Does a
Insane.
27 hit?
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
so.
It's
Thinking
Are you sure?
It's a big, mostly
big-
naked troll. Like it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna pour a 3rd level divine smite
Fuck
into
yeah,
this
you
one.
are.
Yeah.
Of
Okay,
course
so
you are.
I'm gonna roll damage for that. Give me 1 minute.
Yeah, go for it.
Be right back.
In the
We'll be back
meantime,
after this regularly scheduled break.
in the meantime,
Okay, because it's
Awesome.
4d8 radiant damage at 3rd level,
Mm-hmm.
plus improved divine smite.
Sorry. Yep, 48 plus improved divine smite. So you're rolling 5d8. Sorry, 6d8 total. You don't have to separate it. 'cause
Right,
it's
okay.
all- so you're rolling 6d8 plus 1d6.
My
right?
fire damage. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then doubling that.
Can I get one more d8?
Wow, he was quick.
You're
You
so
was ready.
fast.
I was ready for when I was like 68. That's more than I have. I would need to borrow.
Okay.
God,
Beautiful.
Jesus, this is gonna hurt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Vulnerability.
This one's doubled?
Well, yeah, and your modifier is double because it's vulnerability. It's not a crit. It's different. So, like,
Yeah.
add it all together and then let me know the total. God, you're about to fuck this thing.
That's 39 points of damage, 6 of which are fire.
Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, so 39 doubled is 78 points of damage.
Heck yeah, dude. Ooh, is that a new max? What was the what did you do?
What was
I don't
it?
remember.
I don't.
Yeah.
It was up. It was in the 60s or 70s.
It
I don't
was,
exactly
yeah.
It's
remember.
just a lot of
That's
damage.
my first
So much.
stab.
Damn it.
That's
This
your
is the
stab.
first one.
Let's go.
I'm going to say because thematically, like, that's so much damage.
Yeah.
As you kind of like, well, how, I mean, you cut off 3 of its 6 arms. So how does that work?
Oh, okay.
You
so
tell me.
I swoop up. There was an instinct like just because Nalfane was in trouble and I was just so ready to protect him. And so I think I just like, if they're all on one side, if I can just like, the flash is so powerful that like the radiant damage is just cutting through it, like sizzling as it cuts through all 3 arms.
Yes, 3 of its 6. 3 on one. Actually, probably got like 2 on one side, 4 on the other. You just don't quite make it all the way down to the 4th one.
And as you've seen before, the embers are like anticipating.
Oh yeah.
And so as your sword is hitting, it's like peeling further back.
Oh,
Yeah.
rough.
It's
And
boiling it away.
so it's like as your longsword comes down and it like poof, 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 you see is like this border of as each strike your sword like emblazons separately with radiant fire, and then like the pieces like the wounds themselves like turn into ash and then cauterize immediately as like, bits of it flake away and it like and now the 3 heads all look at you and as you have your second attack.
Oh, you're gonna look at me?
Yeah.
They're gonna look at me. I'm gonna stab it in the ribs.
Okay. Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, it waves or it has 3 stumps now.
Do I still have advantage?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's very fun.
Oh, it's very
Very
fire.
fire.
Yeah, that's
We have to
it.
change the dice because we have to give the others an opportunity.
I'll tell you what, Seeker, did you make your concentration check for Fairy Fire when you took the 22? I'm not going to retcon that because that was too awesome,
Okay.
but for this one, we're going to see.
I did not.
Fair.
This is all happening kind of at the same time, so whatever.
Yeah.
It's 10.
17.
You're good?
Hey.
Still advantage.
Nice. You
swing away. Second strike.
Ooh, that's a D4.
Plus D4.
28.
28 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
What if you hadn't added that D4?
Look, it matters, okay?
It matters. Okay, so this is going to be the short sword, so it's slightly different.
Cool.
And I am also pouring a 3rd level divine smite into this one.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll some damage for me. Let me know.
I would like the troll to go away.
Yes, I see that. I feel that. I don't even see. I feel that. It's awesome. Right now it's 5d8 and 2d6s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait. This one's this one.
Oh,
this is
only
doubled.
that.
Sorry,
Only
this one's
that.
not doubled.
This one is 28 points of damage.
28 points of damage. Awesome.
Only 2
All
of those
right.
were fire.
All right. So, the fourth arm is chopped off on that side, and it is not looking great at all. So yeah, it's like and kind of like starting to stumble backwards as if suddenly very shocked by the bite back. And what it thought was going to be an easy food source. Awesome. I think that's the end. That's bonus
That's
action,
everything I can do.
movement. That's
Yeah.
all you got.
I'm just
That's
staying
nice.
in its face to keep its attention.
Awesome. And that brings us to Oma.
Yeah. Can I go forward, but not on the path?
Yeah. Where would you like to go?
I would like to go into the snow.
Like left that way?
Yeah, sure, like 40 feet.
Okay. Yep. 25, 30, 35, 40.
And how I'm closer now. How does the big guy look?
Awful. Real shitty.
Well, then I'm not gonna upcast that. Let's just make sure that we can get rid of him in this turn so that he doesn't have another one.
Nice.
I'm gonna cast Rulison's Psychic Glance. So I point at it because I don't know its name, and I say, "Hey, you big ugly guy!" And
3 heads. They look at each other like,
Yeah.
which one is she talking about?
and I'm invisible, so you can't see me. And I point at it, and the jet of like arcane psychic energy goes from me to him,
Awesome.
and he needs to make a intelligence saving throw.
God, he's so good.
I'm so smart.
You mean this loincloth wearing naked idiot? Oh, yeah. It's gonna be great.
Could be brilliant.
You never know.
He
That
has
is-
3 heads.
That is a natural 20 minus 2 for an 18.
Fails. 19 is my saving.
That's so good.
Because
She's
of-
so
yep,
cute.
yep. I was
Because
like,
of
I'm
my
pretty
necklace.
sure.
Yeah.
The consequences of DM's actions.
Fuck.
We may be a little bit
if
cracked.
it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Shit. That's amazing.
We're
Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
Yes. Take
And
them out.
also, he's incapacitated until my next turn.
Okay.
if he survives.
If he
I don't know if
survives.
he's gonna survive. So
Well, but that's why I
right.
didn't upcast
No,
it,
I
because I was
love
like,
it.
y'all can.
He'll be
amazing.
incapacitated.
He'll be
Not
incapacitated.
necessary,
So
yeah.
Roll some damage for me. I think
That's
he takes
really
psychic
funny.
damage, right?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Look, you don't mess with nothing, okay?
Oh,
No.
I should have got advantage on the dexterity check because of the boots, but because we're in dim light.
Oh.
Interesting.
Dim or dark?
Stealth not saves though.
So dex check.
Checks. Oh, checks. Not
Mhm.
saves.
Dex checks.
Dex checks.
28 points of psychic damage.
Get him.
Wow.
All right, Oma.
Yep.
What does it look like when this
Aw,
thing dies?
really?
Dang.
I was
Oh,
really
yeah.
hoping he'd be incapacitated for you all.
Oh,
It's okay.
You took him out.
I mean, I
Pretty
feel
good.
like this is still pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
This
agree.
is
That
pretty
19
solid.
hit points
It's like,
left,
ooh.
so-
Yeah. Hey, you big ugly guy. And
Yeah.
the psychic,
voice
the psychic crow goes,
Sorry.
and it hits him like as he goes, "Ooh," it hits him like directly in the face, in the noggin, in the middle of the noggin,
Oh.
in the
All
middle head.
6 eyes are like, and they go all cross-eyed as blood pours from its nose, and it and just like slowly falls backwards and into the snow. Awesome. Is that all of Olma's turn, or what else does Olma have for me?
I don't think I have any bonus action things that I want to do. I'll use a key point and bonus action patient defense.
Awesome.
Aw, yay.
All right.
Because why not?
Came from the
You just get-
monastery. You're
exactly.
feeling
You
monk,
just gotta feel
you know?
funky.
Yeah.
You're watching some people do some stuff. Awesome. So,
Yeah, he's he just did that arm thing, and
That's
there's
really
still two more, and I did
That's really
scream,
good.
so I did kind of reveal myself, and and I'm in snow now, and so I'm sure my footsteps have been like I just
Yeah.
maybe I should
it's just to be safe.
It's
kind of like hunker down a little bit.
All right.
kind of like you
this
get to meditate on the battlefield a little.
big giant guy falls to the ground. And let's see here. We're going to find out how smart these other two trolls are because it is their turn. Let's see. Do they think they're going to fare any better than their predecessor? They do. They think they got
These trolls are like, I'm different.
Yeah.
Special.
Different. And they run in.
We can control that.
They're like, maybe we can snatch the little one before the rest get over here.
Maybe I'll be in charge.
So they're going to run in towards you,
Yeah,
Flynn,
go for
and
it.
both of them are going to attempt to. Actually, yeah,
I'm just a bigger threat than you think.
one of them is going to. Oh, gross. Sorry, these guys have some gross stuff. They're going to run into you, and one is going to. The first one is going to make a bite attack against you. So, first strike, 18 to hit.
Misses.
Misses. All right. And then 2 claw attacks coming at you. That is a 24 to hit
24 hit.
and a 19 to
19 misses.
hit. All right. So the first 13 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then the other one
I'm gonna
is,
roll a concentration for.
Yep. 13, yeah, you got DC
So-
10. Just 10.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Second troll's attacks. The first is the bite is a 24 to hit.
Okay.
All right, so you suffer 7 points of piercing damage, 2 claw attacks. First,
Let me roll con.
oh yeah,
1. That's a 1. So we're good. Yeah.
okay. The first claw strike is a 23 to hit.
Yep.
And the second claw is a critical hit. So,
No, it's not.
oh, you're gonna undo
Am I
it?
in range?
No, it's not.
You-
30
Am I
feet.
30 feet?
Let's find out. We're gonna learn right now.
5,
Let's
10,
go.
15, 20.
Exactly 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Awesome. All
Yeah.
right, dope. Awesome. So,
So good.
what does it look like when this happens again? When
It's literally like the way that that I tear the fabric of the universe to
Mhm.
cast my spells, like as it's swinging its claw at him. Is that the
Yeah,
nature of the
claw.
attack?
Mhm.
It's like those tears are happening around its fingers, and like it's just
Blowing
like
it
gusts
down,
of ash
kinda?
that's pouring into it to just
Cool.
slow it enough that it
Yeah.
doesn't
Awesome.
quite hit as hard.
So yeah, as it kind of comes and then suddenly like almost like it hits molasses, it like slows down and you see ash pouring off of its claws.
That's
as
so
you hear Kelly
dope.
whisper behind you or shout whatever he said. I'm not sure what the volume is, but
It's whispered. Yeah, you probably wouldn't hear it.
it's
It
the
helps like
whisper,
me.
and you just see that.
Mhm.
But
Aw.
maybe you don't hear it, but you see
course.
You
the,
would
the
know.
evidence
Of course.
of
Yeah.
I know.
his passing. But you
No, I
still
like it.
take damage.
Yeah. So there's 2 claws that
So
damage me.
10 points from the first claw and 11 points from the second claw, both slashing. All right, that is going to end the trolls' turn and brings us back to top of initiative for your turn, Flynn.
Ooh. Okay. Yep.
You have advantage on both because of the Shadow Blade, but the one on your left is fairy fired.
Oh yeah, and then I get points back, like
right,
a little bit,
because
right?
as it passes away, you get 5 temp HP, I believe.
I
think
wonder
it's,
why.
Yeah, I think it's like I think it's
Do you?
3, honestly.
Yeah, I do wonder.
I just want to make sure it's so I have a +2 intelligence and then 1 level in Warlock.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so I'll just add 3
So it is 3
Yeah.
temporary
as
hit
the
points.
shadows sink back into my
Yeah,
form.
they kind of like slither along the ground and kind of back up into your hand and into your tattoo.
So I'm still concentrating on my
Mhm.
blade. Still.
Yes, you
Awesome.
are.
As I just took all those.
a lot.
I will do something cool, as I usually do. I don't know if there's anything cooler I want to do. I think I'm just going to hit them. Take my fingers, rub them together, get some of that green fire, rub them across the blade as a bonus action, and I will go in for my... how does it work again? It's different now.
So the modification to Eldritch Knight is that much like the Blade Singer, you replace one of your attacks with the casting of your cantrip.
Okay,
so
so
it's
I will-
just part of your
Cool.
part
So
of
I
the
will do
attack
that.
action.
I will, or I guess if that's the case, then I'll use my bonus action to like calm my breathing and second wind.
Cool. All right.
I'll add that after. I'll go in for my first attack. Rub the fire as the blade lights up. Going on the one on the left.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
One on the left that's very fired.
Sure.
Perfect.
And advantage.
This is Green Flame Blade?
Yes.
For your first of your 2 attacks?
For the first.
All right, dope. Go ahead and roll your attack for me.
And
Plus bless.
Plus.
Bless.
Yeah.
I
Don't
just said
forget
that. You just said bless.
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 20,
Bless matters.
24?
Yes, it hits.
Okay, I got to do some math now.
So these are naked trolls.
2 of these.
So it's 2d8 from
3,
2d8 from Shadow Blade plus
8, 9. 9 plus 7, so 16 for the blade. And then I add...
you guys, jeepers, guys, you guys are really strong.
Look, sometimes Seeker dies. Other times we evaporate
You
trolls.
mop.
5.
Right.
So then, as
Boomer
the
bust
blade
over
comes
here.
down, as the blade comes down on that one, the psychic damage, and then the fire kind of trails behind it and burns its torso for 13 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And that fire, as I swipe my sword, some of the fire kind of licks off, and I throw it towards towards the other one, and I will do another fire damage to that one too.
Yep. It's
So 6.
It's what is it? Proficiency bone or
Yeah. No, it's because I'm
it's
higher
mod.
level, it's 2d8 plus
your intelligence mod?
spellcasting ability modifier, so
Yeah.
2.
So okay.
14 to that one.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Woof. All right.
And that is my
Action. Yeah, first attack. Go ahead. Jesus Christ.
And I'm going for another attack on
Okay.
the one that I originally
Cool.
hit. Yeah, 24.
Yup. Hits. Go ahead and roll
23.
some damage for me.
Okay, and then that's another pop. 12 points. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, there's more. Add 5 to that other one because of the proficiency I have to add
Oh, to the other. Yeah, to the first
to
one.
the first attack.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. No, you're
A
good.
lot of new things.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Dude,
So-
it is so.
Yeah, so that's what did I say? 7 and 5.
12,
12 plus 5
17
17.
plus 7. 24.
Damn, I'm
All
a
You're a Eldritch Knight fighter.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I love this.
You're a menace.
That's my
You're a
bonus
menace.
action.
You've gone from being a threat to a
And
menace.
I just want to make sure that I'm in melee with both of them.
Yeah, you are in
Graduated.
melee
Let's
with
do
both.
that. Cool. That's my turn.
Dope. All right. Flynn is fucking carving them up over here. Awesome. And Flynn's turn brings us to Seeker.
All right, I want to try to do something new.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just so I want to. Seth, I don't know how you want to rule this because we haven't done it yet.
You know.
Because
You know how you don't know what I'm asking yet?
So I want to use a tactical order as a bonus action, and
Okay.
I want to. So the way it reads, I get to use the reaction of my allies. Is it possible to give them the choice?
Yeah, of course. So read it to me one more time.
Okay, so as a bonus action, each ally within 15 feet who can see or hear you can use the reaction to disengage and move up to 20 feet, and you can move up to 20 feet without provoking opportunity attacks.
Awesome. Yeah, so they have the choice of using their reaction
Okay,
if they would
perfect.
like to.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that makes more sense than
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna yell out, form up. And so Thessaly, Kellic, and Flynn, should you decide, you may use your reaction to move up to 20 feet. So like you could move out of there without provoking an opportunity
Holy
attack.
moly.
That's cool.
And then I can move in, Thessaly can move.
That's really cool.
This is Seeker's tactical
Well,
maneuver that he chose.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Okay. Okay.
Reaction. I'm gonna hold my reaction
Okay.
because I'm feeling like I'm in a good spot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool.
Thessaly, are you moving? You
Yeah, I will
close
move in.
Yeah.
I will
All
move
right,
in.
cool.
Which one is fairy fired? Which one did
The
Seeker
one on the left.
indicate? So I will get the one on the left.
Ah, no, I didn't mean to stretch out. Ah, God.
Ooh, squishy thing.
20
Squishy
feet gets
thing.
you right up in its face. Right
Nice,
next to
nice,
Flynn.
nice.
Great.
Yeah, right next to Flynn, right up in its grill.
Cool.
Awesome. So yeah, you hear Seeker's voice call out, and there's a kind of a command in it, and you are like, oh shit, and you realize you see the opportunity to move as Flynn is engaged with these other two, and the dire troll falls from Olma's strike, and yeah, you seize the opportunity to move in. That's fucking awesome.
It's really cool.
Awesome. And then Seagar, are you going to move as well?
I am. I'm
Dope.
going to move up to Thessaly's left.
Awesome. And you
How about
close
it?
into Thessaly's
There we
left.
go. Form
yeah.
up.
There it
And
is.
as you guys, like the three of you, like close ranks and sort of form this wall up in front of all of the trolls. That's fucking so cool.
Yeah, so cool.
Awesome.
You guys
That was
ruined
sick.
my life.
Sorry.
Sorry.
How am I supposed to blast him?
But yeah. Awesome.
The wall
and
of
then
my
Pelican, how many can you choose?
Anybody within range, but they have to be within 15 feet of me, so I'm not sure how far.
I think
Kelly,
Kellic could have.
Yeah, I would just move up. I just want to keep blocking for Olma, basically. So I would
Okay.
just move up in front of where I know
I believe
Olma to
you
be.
used your reaction for.
Oh, right, so that would be my
Death's
reaction.
Door.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He has his back, and then you never used yours.
Getting
so
Thessaly
okay.
and you, that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure
No, you're
where we
good,
were in
you're
turn
good.
order. Yeah.
All right.
nah.
Fucking dope. So you guys form up in front of these trolls, creating the wall between you or between the trolls and Nalfane. And then Seeker, that's just your bonus
And
action.
I've had Silverwind in my hand this whole time.
All
And
right.
I'm gonna
Go
look at it and slash
What's
out.
it do?
Awesome.
That's an advantage.
Bless.
Yeah.
Oh, it's at
And
advantage.
plus.
Plus,
Advantage.
plus. Let's get. All right, so 16 plus.
Okay, the
That's
first
I
a
would take it.
that's a 19.
Let's go 19.
Definitely
19.
hit.
Oh,
So yeah,
blast.
as you
Plus whatever,
Blast,
like
dude.
another
Yeah,
8 or
Yeah,
something.
as
Yeah.
you pull Silverwind out of the sheet,
9.
you see that steam kind of like roll off of it as the cold energy
That's hot.
that is imbued upon it sort of meets the cold air. And yeah, you get to
Oh,
roll
gonna
an
roll.
additional 1d6 cold damage
Yes.
part of the strike.
Yeah,
and
I
you
was
have
gonna-
allies, so you get sneak attack. Oh, this is gonna suck.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. What do you mean?
For me.
So that's a. So it's
Roll better.
4. Yeah, roll better. 4.
There you go.
That's better. 10, and then snack attack, which is I think I'm
You need
46.
sixes. Do you want to add
Love
one?
snack attack.
I'm so many d6s right
I
now.
figured you probably.
66. Oh boy.
So wait, you rolled a 6, and then silver
That was
plus
the
4.
extra
That's the
breath
cold, right?
weapon.
And
Yeah.
then what was the 8?
The 8 was the one. It's a 1d8
Okay.
plus 3 for the sword.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Plus
then-
4, because you get it's plus 1. It's
Oh,
dex plus
yeah,
1.
that's right.
So 11.
So
That's why I
11.
was confused on the math. So 11 and then sneak attack.
And plus all of these math rocks.
Math rocks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yay, rogue!
Throwing dice. Just chucking dice.
5, 9, 15, and 17. So 17 plus 11 is 28.
28.
Yeah.
This creature had 26 hit points left. How does it die?
Let's
So
go.
I would love to slash it. Like
Mhm.
so I slash through, and as I come through the clear the flesh of it, the sword, the breath energy comes off of the sword and hits this cold breath energy comes off and hits and just starts to freeze around where the wound is
Mhm,
and takes it into that long good night.
Awesome. So yeah, as the cold energy kind of hits the gash that you leave across the front of it, the cold by its nature like shrivels up and like pulls the wound open wider, and it like and definitely did not fare better than the dire troll as it falls to the ground,
Boy.
sent into oblivion by Seeker and his new sword.
Oh,
Very
Awesome.
cool.
it's nice.
Looks like you figured it out.
Wow.
Dope. All right, awesome. That's bonus action. Anything else, Seeker?
no, I feel no.
Sneaker. Seems appropriate as well. Anyway,
Felt like an effective turn. We're good.
awesome. That is
That's because it
gonna.
was an effective turn.
Yeah.
That
It was
is gonna
all
end
right.
Seeker turn and brings
It's
us
okay.
Average.
Bless or
to
anything.
Nalfane. Nalfane is going to
Wouldn't have been
move
much without Blue.
5,
Yeah, exactly.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's
Okay.
going to move with his little
Hold on.
legs.
The
Yeah.
spider. Can I restrain Nalfane? Because we're telepathically connected.
Yeah.
I would want the spider to protect Nalfane.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you tell it to do in order? Do you tell it to try to restrain him?
I don't want it to necessarily, it doesn't have to restrain him, but kind of what I imagine how it would take that directive, since it was like he was on its back for so long, is I think Peppermint, because he's like a big giant spider,
Oh, yeah.
would like scuttle over him and sort of like
like turn and like make like a cage with his legs so
Yeah.
that kind of like can't like he just like
So yeah, it kind of like sticks up on its leg, like
yeah.
and it just like makes this protective spider cage. And as Nalfane runs forward, he reaches up to his back and he pulls out this little short bow that he apparently
Aw.
has found somewhere. And he's like, move your legs, pet. And he tries to shoot at one of the trolls. He's like, "Hey, big dumb idiots!"
I love it.
He's gonna try to
He's
shoot
so
him.
great.
And he says that all in undercommon. So we just
Yeah.
So
Or is it undercommon?
Yeah.
It's undercommon?
He has always been spunky.
Yeah.
yeah, he speaks undercommon.
All right. Let me.
Yeah, we don't
see.
understand.
Yeah, we're just like,
Yeah, you understand. Yeah,
language.
who taught him that? He's gonna
Where did he
attempt.
learn this?
He's gonna attempt
As
to
you've heard
shoot
me
this
call
thing
him a
with
big
his
ugly
short
idiot.
bow. 15. Nice.
Yeah, dang.
I think he does hit. Yeah, I think he hits.
Yes.
And I gotta check the range because if he's outside of 60 feet, he's technically at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just in range.
Oh,
Awesome.
snap.
Nice.
So yeah, he hits him for. So you see this little arrow like. It does 1d6 plus 3 points of piercing damage.
Aww.
6 points of piercing damage as Nalfane contributes to the cause. Minus 6.
That's a good
His
shot.
turn. And then Peppermint uses her action to their action to interpose. And I will say that Peppermint is granting Nalfane 3/4 cover.
Oh, yay!
Nice. Yeah.
And that brings us to Kellic.
Okay. Ex Coco. I'm gonna toll the dead. The troll.
Awesome. Wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
He's also so good at these.
Yeah. And
They're so
the
wise.
stately troll.
It's a
Sages they are.
Yes. Little did you know, he has the
13.
hermit background. He's got books in his bag. Just angry, that's all.
That's all.
No, he gets a 13 in face.
Okay, so that's gonna be
Okay.
3d12.
12, baby.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled like something fecal. 9 plus. So that's 14.
It's a bad time to take a
14 points of
sip of
necrotic
drink.
damage. Awesome.
And then I'm gonna Conceso for my bonus action, healing word on Flynn.
Oh, awesome.
Ooh.
All right. Awesome.
Uh, yeah, that'll be 16.
We don't know.
Don't forget.
We don't know.
Don't forget twice your wisdom mod.
Yeah. It's plus 10, dude. It's crazy. Go nuts. So it's 19.
Go off.
30, 40 points of healing.
Oh, shit.
What?
Awesome.
Yeah, dude.
All
That'll come
right.
handy.
That's a shot of adrenaline right there.
Oh,
huh?
so bad.
Yeah.
Ooh, all
Give me another
right.
Good.
So yeah, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Again, it's this flash of light in my eyes as from within it appears. Flynn begins to just glow, and these things, instead of being stitched together by these little creepy crawly ashes, the skin almost just begins to like shimmer and tremble into re-existence, if you will.
That's
Oh, yeah, and after all that, it looks like I haven't been touched. I'm back to full, baby.
Hey-o.
awesome. Hell yeah, dude. Hell of a turn. So we got a Toll of the Dead, a healing word for Flynn. That ends Kellic's turn. The Dire Troll is dead, and that is Thessaly. You are up. What do you got?
Cool. I'm gonna stab a troll.
Yeah, you
Stab
got
that
it. Go for it. So this
Stab
one,
that troll.
this one is not fairy fired, so these are straight.
Right, these are
but
straight.
Go ahead. You are
Okay.
blessed, so.
I do have a little bit of movement, right?
Oh yeah, you got moving
How
for days.
tall is the troll?
Trolls are about, I think about 11 feet tall or so.
Okay, so
Normal
staying
trolls?
within his range, though, could I, since I'm flying,
Oh yeah.
could I fly over his stupid little head and then
Yeah.
land behind him?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to stab him in the thigh.
Awesome. Go ahead. So yeah, you in a very aerially acrobatic move in your very light new armor.
Yeah.
You fly up and over and land on the other side of this creature and slash out towards it. Was it good? Was it good?
No, I'm just excited by her new,
Almost just like
by their new armor.
Does an 18 hit?
18 hits. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. And there will be. So I will be doing a branding smite on this one.
Okay.
Oh.
And also second level Divine Smite.
Okay.
So I'm going to do second level Branding Smite, second level Divine Smite.
All right. Dope. Cool.
Normal.
Get wrecked, troll. So, Branding Smite, bonus action to cast it, and then, yeah? Right.
Yeah, bonus action to cast it. And
All right. Like gravel falling in the back of a truck. There's so many dice.
my brain's not working. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
It's all right. Take
You're
your time.
good. You're good.
I did my math wrong on the healing word, but don't worry. I'm sure it's inconsequential.
Yeah. It is.
7 more trolls show up.
20 total points of damage on that one, and the fire damage was 2.
All right. Awesome.
Second attack.
All right. Go ahead.
Get it.
Yep. Amazing.
I mean, last third level Divine Smite. Why not? Right?
Oh my God.
Do it.
I just want to say it now.
This is where I get you.
This is the moment.
Use it all. Go ahead.
That's another 28 to hit.
28 hits. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
Plus bless too.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
We
yeah.
still have bless.
Yeah. Kelly's got that blessed locked down.
Right.
Oh, I forgot improved Divine Smite.
On
Can
the
I roll
last
one more
Yeah,
d8
roll
real
a
quick?
d8.
Plus 1.
That's
So- I'm
that's
just
it.
Hey, it matters.
Mhm.
Every point matters.
The less matter.
That is the third. Yes, that's right. Okay.
Crunch.
One of the most satisfying sounds. Rolling a bunch of dice for
Honestly,
damage.
it's the whole reason to play the game.
That's why we play this game.
Just rolling a bunch of dice, counting them.
We're all playing
Roll
paladins.
the
Thing.
So
Dual wheel
that's
paladin.
38 points of damage, 3 of which are fire.
This creature had 29 hit points left. So, Cecily, how does this one die?
So I think I just go like I managed to like stick it right. What's that artery that's in your leg that like you can't? It's real bad if you stick it.
Roll.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So I go for that one with the longsword, and then he kind of like goes down to one knee, and then with the last one, I just like straight through the back, like comes out the kind of like I did with Artemisia, actually.
Well,
As it like and then falls from like Flynn, you're like as
look out!
Cecily's blade sort of searing with the fire energy still coming from it, the sort of flames almost immediately cauterizing the wound in this thing's throat as it slowly falls off of her blade and towards you, and you nimbly dance out of the way as its body also falls to the ground. All of the corpses of the trolls sort of still sizzling from the various mixtures of radiant fire and necrotic and psychic damage dealt by the party. And you just hear from the back a little voice go, "And stay dead!" as Nalfane calls out to these dead trolls. And we are out of initiative, game.
Everyone okay?
Flynn,
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm great.
All right. Okay. Since you're great, and then once I realize Flynn is fine, I'm gonna grab him by his shirt and pull him towards me and go,
What?
What the hell was that?
What was what?
What were those black flames, Flynn?
There was the ink too. There was like your tattoo.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, from the...
Is it from what I'm going to guess it's from? Because I feel like you should tell me. This is a good moment for you to be honest.
I'm still figuring it out, but yeah, I think it was from that. Can you put me down?
Oh. Fine. And I reluctantly put him down. We need to figure that out.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
I think... I'll look to Kellic. I think we have a pretty good grasp on it.
Oh?
I would not say a good grasp. I think we're starting. We've got a good start.
We're working on
A start.
Hey guys! And Calicuse here in Undercommon, as Nalfane has sort of adroitly, actually, kind of snuck up beside you and just peace out.
Everybody.
But as he kind of looks up at you, and you see now he's got like, you can see that like there's finger marks, but he's like put on like a little bit of like camouflage onto his face.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
To add that, like, dark paints and things like that you would recognize from your trip down there would blend in with the Underdark.
Yeah.
He appears to have picked up at some point or another, like some scraps of leather that he's somehow kind of piecemealed together to give himself some protection. He has the equivalent of hide armor on, and he has what looks like, and you would recognize it, the sword of a Drow elite warrior on his hip.
Oh my god.
And then he's got like a little short bow that is made from the sort of very fibrous, dense materials and of like thick mushroom stalks that are found down in the Underdark. He appears to have picked up a few tricks during his sojourn alone in the Underdark. But yeah, he looks up at you and he's like, hey, whoa.
I'll kneel down and put my hand on his shoulder. Looks like you've been pretty resourceful in the last couple of weeks, days.
The big spider helped.
Yeah, it's a good resource.
Yeah.
I am sorry, Nelphine, that it's had to be like this.
Yeah, it was kind of scary when you guys... It's okay.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. All right? I don't want you to... I want you to have someone to talk to. So, we'll find some time. But I'm so glad you're safe. And I'll just gently, like, I won't force him into a hug, but I'll kind of, like, pull him toward me to give him a hug and just a pat on his shoulder.
He kind of, like, stiffens a little bit when you first go to do it, and then, like, you feel him kind of relax, and kind of an arm comes up and pats the side of you. And he, as he steps back, you see he, like, firms his, like, lower lip up, like,
Oh.
yeah.
You shouldn't have had to do what you've done to get here, but I'm so glad you did.
I did it.
You did.
Where's here?
We're just outside of Marstok, which is a city. Yes,
Okay.
it's a town, really. I don't know if you've been to the smaller regions outside of Doirnin, where there's not so much hustle and bustle, so to speak. Well, so there are smaller places. I don't know how much your mom might have talked about it a little bit. Places that she had jurisdiction over, but that weren't in the city. Places like that, small towns. That's what Marstok is, except it's above the surface.
Yeah. My eyes hurt out here.
Oh.
Well, not now, but...
Yes. It's hard. Unfortunately, Long Eve is over, so you may have to struggle a bit or have a different sleep schedule. There's a lot of ways to handle it.
I don't like it.
It takes some getting used to. But also, it might be that we can work out getting you somewhere a little kinder to your senses.
Why do you look different?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, magic.
Okay. He's just like, all right.
My eyes sort of dart around, like
It
looking
seems to
for.
be a good enough
Do I
explanation
need
for
to
him.
go further? And I just decide against it.
He's
Yeah, while that was going on, I would have liked to, if I could,
Yeah.
maybe use that as a distraction to move away from Thessaly and try and find Seeker.
Oh, I've got an eagle eye on Flint.
all right.
I'll let him move away, but I've got my eye.
As you move away, you very clearly
Yeah.
see them tracking
Just
you.
trying to go somewhere else.
And,
Put
and
that
I'm
space.
I'm already making my way over to those two talking.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. As you two kind of move away from one another, you try to move towards the river, but he's already left
Okay.
and is. So you kind of come in and you hear the tail end of this conversation, probably sometime around when the hug ends and Nalfin kind of steps away. But yeah, Seeker, you're kind of there and you hear the end of the exchange as you say, he's like, "Why do you look different?" And you go, "Magic," and he's like, "Okay," and then he turns towards you, Seeker, and he's like.
And
He's like, "Hey," and he starts babbling at you in a language you don't understand.
I'm just kind of wiping my eyes because they're watery and just kneel down and produce one of my daggers and hold it up with two hands. Like I'll get down on both knees and like hold it up.
And he pats the big sword at his side.
I'll look at it, nod, and then nod towards the dagger. Take it. And then I will take both hands out, looking for a hug.
He comes in and gives you a hug.
The big old hug.
And then he says something in Undercommon.
And then I say, good to see you.
When he says, it's good to see you.
He said it back. You're going to be careful with that knife, right, Nothing?
Yeah.
You don't have to. We're going to find you a place where hopefully you won't have to be so well armed to be.
Okay.
But for now, we have a nice void to show you. It's a very special place.
A what?
It'll remind you a bit of the Underdark. But it's probably best we just show you. But I assure you, it'll be quite a bit of fun.
Can Peppermint come?
Yes, definitely. Peppermint will come.
And who is Peppermint, by the way, has been like standing right because still following the last directive.
And I will see that
they were
glance
given.
over, and I will telepathically go, like, you can relax, like, to still stay by now, Fame, but you can relax.
And again, if a spider could show relief,
Hey,
the legs kind of
they
sag
can
a little
relax
bit.
a little, yeah. They're like, their eyes aren't as darty.
Yeah,
like,
skitter
Oh,
around.
Peppermint.
Yeah, this
Peppermint.
spider has been looking after this kid for.
They have a bond now.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and you because this is your spell, you would know. Peppermint has taken some damage from their. It appears that they got out of there was more than one scrape, maybe that they got into.
Ooh.
So Peppermint is kind of barely hanging on.
Can I get any flashes of like what they might have encountered?
Yeah. There. So as you kind of ask it to recount, it followed the path that you had showed, that you had told Peppermint about, kind of the path to get you guys back out. It shows you a couple of things. One, like an encounter with a creature that is like kind of large and chitinous and has like strange pincers on its mouth. An encounter with a few other giant spiders that it thankfully made it away from, as well as an encounter with two of these kind of strange like gray and red skinned like creatures carrying very primitive looking weapons.
Okay.
That in a very like damp kind of section of the Underdark. And then one thing that you do get is a kind of you get a flash of Nalthane quietly sitting in the room where he last saw his mom. He spent a lot of time just kind of sitting there when he went back through by himself.
At that, I hold back tears actively. And I'm going to make my way over to where people are gathering as well. I might pass by Olma on the way, though, see if she's good.
I put my head down, like when the fighting ended.
All right.
Then I'm also going to be making my way towards the group. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you guys all kind of slowly convene on Nalthane. But yeah, and he starts telling you, and like as he kind of starts telling you what happened, as a way to kind of like show he's very proud of he's like, and then we went to this place and there was big monsters and they had big clackety things on their face, face, and then there were spiders, but not good spiders like Peppermint, the bad kind of spiders that are everywhere in the Underdark that are really scary. And he just kind of recounts like the journey of getting out. And he's like, but it's okay. I learned how to use the stuff to like cover me up. And as you go, and as you kind of run back, you get the sense that Nalthane took his first level in Ranger during these 3 days.
No way. So cool.
Baby.
Little baby alone in the Underdark, trying to survive
Becoming an
for
adventurer.
days on end. That's how adventurers are born.
They start young.
So yeah.
Tell me about
He's
it.
gonna be exactly.
Especially when they're with the Asians.
Elbor, man.
It's gonna be a hell of a gloomstalker one
I love
day.
that.
So yeah,
Heck
but
yeah.
he kind of, and that's like the short bow and the sword and like his weird little skills, and he's got a big leather bag with like mushrooms and all kinds of like edible like food and things like that he found and foraged for while he was down there. And he's like,
those are good ones.
I learned this. These are good ones. Not good ones. And he's like, these ones make you poop. Yeah. And he like walks you through all the weird little things that he learned being like outside of the city by himself. as you guys all kind of make your way through the snow as the last of the light fades.
As this is happening, I'm just shooting glances over to Thessaly, even though they can't understand. I'm just like, oh my,
You see that, like, I think in the same way that, like, when you have a conversation with someone, like, I've seen those images. So, like, I am, like, looking at him in a weird way as though I understand what he is retelling, especially if he does, like, the flaps and, like, I've seen the monsters through his mind.
When he does, like, that thing, this thing,
I'm like,
oh, he's talking about those.
Whew.
And then he's like, big spiders. And he points at Peppermint, and you get to say, like, he's talking about that. And so, yeah, you're kind of able to get the gist of the conversation. And then, of course, I'm sure Kellic kind of translates some of it.
Well, yeah, if there's something that feels relevant. But for the most part, I'll just let him go.
Let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't had anybody to talk to for a few days. So he is, he's pretty feeling a little chatty.
And if there's something that feels like especially important to relay, I would do that. But but for the most part,
he does tell you how he got out of the city, which was a bit of an adventure for him. Like, he basically was like, well, when you guys left me, I went, and he's like, there were a lot of dead people, so I hid under one of them, and he kind of, and it's like, it's a little disconcerting how he has compartmentalized what has happened to him.
Yeah.
And that's, especially Kellic with his medical experience and things like that, it's like, oh God. But he, for better or for worse, he has managed to, in his way, deal with the events of the last few days. So he kind of recounts sneaking out of the city and making it into kind of the longer tunnels and going back towards, and he eventually, it wasn't until after, like, the full first day that that Peppermint found him. And he recounts also that it was scary at first and he hid, but then he remembered the sending that he got from you guys, and he was like, wait, this is a shiny spider, good one. And he kind of talks about how he met with Peppermint and how a good Peppermint was at protecting him, and how he was able to make it out. So,
Bubba.
Yeah. And he probably wouldn't have made it if not for that. So, but you guys, as he recounts his glorious tale of his escapism from the Underdark, and his arrival here, you guys all slowly make your way back into the town of Marstok as the lights of the evening begin coming in. As now Fane recounts all of his various soirees of escaping from the Underdark, you guys make your way back into the town of Marstok. And you can see here, there is also the remains of some kind of a celebration, albeit it is very different than the one that you experienced at Oakengate Monastery, as we are in Kaldor and the Old Gods. But it appears that some new god has taken over precedence of the celebration of the Everdawn. As we know, when new religions combine with old, a lot of the same traditions stay but are changed or warped or somehow altered to fit the new agenda. So this would be Latiel, I believe. Latiel. That would be the sort of new proprietor.
He's like the new god of partying.
Yeah. So exactly. You know. So the celebration of the new year has now taken on a very different flavor here in Kaldor than you would be familiar with. But there are remnants, much as with many things like this. There are kind of these weird touches, these things that stayed but have been colored a little bit differently. I mean, the fact that the celebration remains at all is kind of an odd, especially for Kellic, I think it's kind of an odd clash of new and old culture.
Yeah.
As we hit the town, my eyes are to the sky, and I'm trying to see if I notice Eldra or feel Eldra, because I've lost track of time. I don't know if she's.
It would have
around.
been so. It was about 7 days ago that you sent Eldra, because it was right before you left for the Underdark. I'm sorry, no, not 7.
No, it's like when we left for. It's when we left for
Stillgate.
Sunplume. Yeah.
When you left for Sunplume. I'm sorry, I thought it was before you left.
For like 4 days.
So it's been probably about 4 days. And she was going to where? Remind me.
She was going to Westreach.
Westreach. Yeah. As you look to the sky, there's a part of you that's like looking for her, but you know,
not expecting, but looking.
You look, but there is the piece of you that knows, like, I mean, from here to, even as the bird flies, from here to Westreach is, over
huge.
travel.
Yeah.
It's a very long distance. Even, I mean, with roads, it takes much longer because you have to get over the Marstok Rise and go through, and you have to go like around the waste and all the different ways that you have to go. Unless you travel through the Gulf of Erenbanor by ship and go around the southern part of the continent. But yeah, as you look up, it pretty soon you're like, you kind of just admit that it wouldn't be here. She's not going to be here. But as you return, you make your way up to the small church or you see rather the small church of that Hayfried kind of manages, and you eventually find yourselves at the front door of Hayfried's residence here within Marstok and ready to go into the Goopy Void.
Yeah, I'm like walking ahead of people because I'm not paying attention to Kellic and Nalfane because I don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
And
he's almost talking too fast for Kellic to translate too. So
yeah, and I'm like on my way. I'm like, I want to get to Hayfried's Void.
Mission.
I want some normalcy.
you want to return to what passes for normalcy
for
within
us.
the AOR.
I mean, for me, it's normal.
Yeah. But Oma, you are
So I'm like
stomping.
pushing the door open and
Awesome. You throw it open.
stepping into the void.
Yeah, and you feel the familiar sort of cold, strange sensation of that kind of ichor like pass over your skin as with Nalfane in tow, you guys find yourselves once again within the Goopy Void of Hayfried.
Hayfried! Hayfried, are you here? Hayfried!
It
Aww.
appears that Hayfried has returned yet from his trip with Timmy.
Timmy.
I miss Hayfried.
I was so excited. I really hoped he'd be back.
Hope he's all right.
Too.
Reach out to him and see if he's okay. Or...
We talked to him a couple days ago.
Yeah, he's a very powerful wizard. I'm not super worried about him.
Yeah, but I
They
mean,
said they'd be gone a while, but
We don't really know where they went. Just miss him, you know?
Yes, he's a good person. He's had a good turn at things. He's looked after us.
Yeah.
well, I guess. should-
Nalfane, this is the void.
Oh, right.
Be careful not to step off of the sides of things. There is an endless darkness below. Don't know how it works exactly. I wouldn't recommend you test it.
Yeah, I want to find out.
Yeah. No.
Oh, but if Hayfried's not here, what are we going to do with Nalfane?
That's a good question.
We can't leave him. There's nobody here with him. He's still a little kid.
He can get what he needs here.
Right.
It's better than
I
going.
don't-
But he
It's better
shouldn't be
than
left
most
alone.
places we can take him. Yeah, it'd be
Can-
even better if we took him to Stillgate or something. That would be more dangerous than the
I
void.
feel like we should leave another note for Hayfried.
Definitely leave a note.
pile
Yes, I
of
don't want to
notes.
leave a
Maybe
proud
some
child
dirt.
in here and not explain it.
He's going to think that we're trying to start a school or something.
but what about Oma's? I mean, it's not my house, but Oma, I mean, there's Keeper. Maybe Keeper can look out for him?
Oh, take him
Oh.
to my house?
Maybe. I don't know if there's a way to get him there, but that might be a
That's
good...
probably a safer place for him to be.
And then Keeper can look after him, right?
That's true.
yeah, there is some stuff in here.
Well, you could just get into some nonsense in here, you know?
Yeah,
and,
there's a lot of
and
dangers.
there's cages
people.
and can't let them out and dragons.
And I also kind of feel bad about dropping another person off at Hayfried's place.
Well,
He seems to have taken to Timmy.
he's signed up for this. To be honest, outside of us being cruel in some way, I don't think asking him for favors is that wrong.
Oh, I don't think so either.
No, I think you're right. I think
He's
I
not
don't want to
very
leave
safe.
Nalfine by himself.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder if Keeper speaks Undercommon.
Why do
Works.
But he's a good sort, so he'll figure something out. I think I could take him. Come back.
Really?
Hey, if not tonight, then tomorrow.
Kellic, could you convey to Nalfane that I just don't want to alarm him when it happens. I'm going to call Peppermint back to me. So, but he's not. He's always with me.
Yes,
he could. I
think
just
I
maybe explain that to Nalfane because I know that they've. I saw because Peppermint and I shared.
Right. Beast's been with him for some of the
Right.
Most terrifying experiences of his life so far.
And I don't want to. So if you could explain to him what I'm going to do, and that
Yes.
Peppermint technically isn't going anywhere. It's just she's going to go back into the magic. I don't know how that works. Seeker, do you know how that works? When I do this, where does Peppermint go?
I imagine somewhere between here and the high mountain, if it's coming from Fenra.
Yes, it would be coming from Fenra.
Imagine that. Good, kindly spider coming from a god.
Strange. Anyway,
maybe
Yes, I'll explain it.
Finra just has like a whole thing of like spiders. You know, some gods probably have tigers, but maybe just spiders.
Well, I think I can sort of. It's about my thoughts.
It's probably a bit more soupy than that.
Right.
Soup sounds
Soupy.
good.
I think so. Big magic soup.
Magic soup.
Anyway, Nelfin. You know how I looked different when we first met?
Yeah.
Well, that was so I could safely travel through the Underdark, and it's just a certain kind of spell. And I sort of like do a little like mental gymnastics in my head to continue with this lie. Spells are most of the time pretty temporary. It takes a lot of power, energy from the universe to create magic. So sometimes spells need a break. Peppermint is also a spell, and like you, Peppermint's been through a lot. So they also need a break. So just for a bit, the same way that you need to go to sleep and rest up, Peppermint is going to go away for a bit.
Yeah, Peppermint doesn't need to sleep.
Well, they do, just not in the same way that you do, or that I do. I know it can be hard to accept certain truths of the universe.
But Peppermint's, she's...
Yes. You're quite the bond. But she'll be back.
They can be safe.
Right. I know. Don't worry, there's going to be more safety to be had. We'll keep you safe. I promise you. Peppermint is a being that's come from us. Peppermint is an extension of Tessely's will over there. So in a way, Tessely's been keeping you safe as well. I know it's hard to grasp, it's complicated. But I promise you, it's not the last you'll see of Peppermint. And it's for Peppermint's best that this happens.
It's okay. Everybody leaves.
No,
I give him just a light pat on the shoulder.
If I
My heart
see
can't.
Nalthane, you know, somebody who's like also younger than me, you know, Nalthane's one of the only people who's younger than me. If I see him start to, you know, tear up and start to get emotional, and I know what Thessaly asked Kelly to do, and I know what it feels like to have to say goodbye to things that aren't here anymore and aren't necessarily real, I will just walk over to Nalthane and stand next to him and reach for his hand and just hold his hand.
He holds your hand.
Peppermint will be back, I promise.
Okay. Can I say goodbye?
Of course. He wants to say goodbye, Tessely.
Oh, I can. He's crying.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Tessely.
Yes, of course. I'll make Peppermint like go over to Nalthane.
And he when Peppermint comes over, you see the large sort of head of the spider come down, and you see a very young boy like put his hands on the side of a giant spider's head.
Aww.
And like put his head right between, like on the sort of flat where all 8 of the eyes are.
Eyes. Yeah.
And And he says, "Thanks, Peppermint. I'll see you later." And then he kind of like, okay.
Okay, so we're gonna rest here tonight, and then tomorrow morning, I'm gonna take you to a very special house with a new friend whose name is Keeper, and you're gonna love him, I promise. And then after that, we'll figure out a way to get you, I believe, to your relatives in the Freywood. I think you have some family out there. It's just going to take us a bit.
Okay.
So sorry, Alfine. I hope someday you'll be able to see that this doesn't have anything to do with you. It's nothing you've done wrong. That the world is troubled. And sometimes that just makes things critically unfair.
Yeah.
But that through our actions and our bravery, like you've just shown, we can find the people that make it a bright place. Make it a good place.
Okay.
Once I see that conversation is done, I'll grab Nalfine's hand again and I will start just tugging him over to the kitchen, and I'll pull down the platform that I need to go into the like kitchen area. And you guys weren't in the room with me and Rosie, but I will kind of do everything I can to embody Rosie in the kitchen, and I'll put Nalfine on a stool, and I will get a spoon and I'll start waving it around, and I will start like cooking, and I will like be like giving him vegetables and I'll like give him a knife to like chop up vegetables, and I will like start making stew, which is like the only thing that I really make very often.
Give me a performance or persuasion check at advantage, please.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think with my charisma, I want to do performance, but we'll see. Performance or persuasion?
Or persuasion.
Dope, it's gonna be persuasion.
Hey.
Oh, and I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos.
All right. Well, you already have advantage.
Oh, I already have advantage?
Yeah, because that's awesome. Especially when you just coming from like your last night and spending time with Rosie like this.
26.
That an
Nice.
20?
No, it was an 18.
18. So the rest of you kind of hear and see from afar as Alma walks over to the kitchen, and like you put on the apron, because Rosie always has an apron on. You get a big wooden spoon, and you recalling just last night and all the many memories that you have of your time with Rosie and all the time she cheered you up after a real rough day at the monastery. You take on that persona, and in a thing that even adults struggle with, Alma is able to take on so much responsibility in that moment to shepherd another young boy into a much better mental space as he takes to it. And when you go to give him a knife, he goes, "Keep this." And he pulls out the knife that Seeker gave him and he uses it to like chop vegetables.
Just like Seeker would.
And,
Yeah.
Seen him
Not
do.
idea for
Yeah.
that sort of views. All right.
And over the course of the next like 30, 40 minutes, he starts smiling again and laughing again. And you guys have a very interesting time of navigating the communication, but he starts to pick up a few words and your intent as you're very, very adroitly sort of navigate. Just letting him do something simple and something that is familiar. And that maybe looked a little different in his house, but that he takes to pretty quickly. But yeah, you're able to cheer him up. And you guys all sort of find your time in the void. You're all resting here for the evening? Okay. All right. After cheering up Nalfane, he finally kind of like, after you cook dinner and you serve it to everybody, you guys have a nice hearty stew for your evening meal. And he eventually starts to kind of like rub at his eyes. He is like literally fighting exhaustion mechanically and internally. And he kind of starts yawning, and he finally turns to you, Kellic. He goes, "I think I'll sleep now."
And if I can, I'll go pull the platform over with the beds on it, and if I can find like, maybe there's another platform with clothes. So maybe I can find him something to sleep in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
there is,
wardrobe.
Yeah, I'll look for that.
He's covered in dirt, so like a rag to just like
Yeah.
wipe his
Well,
face off.
Wash him off.
Yeah. Definitely. Like, I mean, it's all oversized because Havery doesn't have children's
No,
clothes
but
in
it might
here.
just have like a big
Sure.
comfy robe
like
or
you
something.
find like a very big, comfy, like purple, like royal purple robe that is kind of ornate.
Yeah,
And it's like,
Yes.
what? But you find it and you kind of wrap Nalfane up in it, and he's like, "This is cozy." And he crawls into one of the beds, and eventually,
Aw.
like in a very short amount of time, actually, he falls asleep. And unless there's anything else that anybody wanted to do, everybody else also eventually finds their way to bed. And you awaken in the morning, and I think we will pick up there next time
All
Oh,
right.
as we make our
Oh,
way
man.
to Stillgate.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Ooh.
All right,
geez.
guys. Thank you all so much for watching.
So sad, man.
We enjoyed playing that. As sad as it was.
He's safe though.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and goodbye, nerds.
Bye,
Nerds.
Awesome.
Nice.
Hey nerds, Rebecca here. If you're enjoying Venture Forth, please like, follow, and subscribe on whatever platform you're using, and make sure to tell your friends. If you're interested in going the extra mile, please check out our Patreon link in our description to support the show and get access to exclusive bonus content. Bye, nerds.